Good evening, President Khoury, Interim Dean Za'atari, Chief of Staff Dr. Alam, Mr. Atay, Director of the Medical Center, colleagues, friends, and graduates. We are gathered here today to honor and recognize with joy and pride 121 young, bright physicians and doctors who completed their training in the various medical, surgical, and dental specialties. Resilience defines you. These past years carry different flavors and mixed feelings, pain and pride, sorrow and glory. You are the spearhead in the fight against the COVID pandemic, and I salute you for that. We gladly recognize the tremendous support you received along the way. Friends, colleagues, family, spouses shared the happiest moments and supported you through the difficult years. The group we are celebrating are well-trained physicians, fully dedicated to the well-being of their patients and to their community. They will serve the profession, knowing that there are no boundaries to academic ambitions and excellence. The advice I give you: help the needy and honor our humane mission. Don't allow the sectarian and political winds to scar your soul and make the colleague of today an enemy tomorrow. To all of you, dear graduates, congratulations. I am confident you make all of us and AUB proud. A new chapter starts today. Good luck. May I call now on the President of AUB, Dr. Fadl Khoury, to address the audience.
Good afternoon. Greetings and salutations to the AUBMC residency class of 2021. Today, we celebrate the hard work, the sleepless nights, the tears of joy and dedication, and the difficulties, the sadness, the challenges, and the lost lives, all which you and your mentors, families, and friends, and other loved ones have endured together. You've been on call, you've worked countless, grueling, and long hours. You've realized that your job never ends after 8 or 12 or 24-hour shifts. You've been away from your families and loved ones. But you've realized over the last 1, 3, 5, 7 years that this is not a job, this is a calling. There have been exhilarating and exhausting times when you couldn't tell if you were anxious or excited, elated, wired, or just sleep deprived. You've been thanked and threatened. You've been hugged and shoved. Welcome to medicine. The journey so far has not been an easy one, and the next steps will not be easy either. But this is what we're celebrating here today: your choice and eagerness to go ahead with this journey in which you're earning everything you receive. Despite everything, you will move forward. The past year and a half have shown us just how daunting and demanding the world can be. The COVID-19 pandemic has pressured the global healthcare system in ways that no one was prepared for. Doctors and nurses have been literally exhausted and overcome. Hospitals have been overwhelmed, and patients deprived of access to basic medical services. We expect it'll be followed by a pandemic of cancer, cardiovascular disease, mental health, and neurological diseases, unlike anything we've seen in a century, as people have shied away from coming for standard treatment, even for pediatric diseases, and have let diseases linger and worsen. In Lebanon, things have been particularly tough, with multiple overlapping crises. I don't need to repeat them, you know them by heart. But the weight of the situation just seems to be getting heavier over the shoulders of the doctors, the nurses, the caretakers. Many healthcare providers didn't initially set out to become heroes, but surely many have become so. As you wrap yourself up in recognition of all you've been through and prepare for the next phase of your journey, ask yourself what this day means to you and to your families. Remember why you started this journey and keep reminding yourself of it as you move forward. Many of you will receive recognition, grants, and awards, but there's really nothing like caring for someone who you don't know but needs everything you have to offer. You chose this path because you knew instinctively how rewarding this career is. Ask yourself today, what has changed in each and every one of you since the beginning of the journey, and how you plan to put this journey, everything about it, to the best use. During times of high uncertainty, obscurity, and fears, and this is certainly one of them, the whole world has turned to physicians and nurses. So you stand here together but separate as symbols of knowledge, action, and hope. This is not to diminish the essential quality of humility, but to increase the urgent sense of responsibility. The responsibility to serve and to be loyal to the Hippocratic Oath and to, as it states, the ideals of the profession of medicine and its tradition of service to all human beings. For this most honorable profession, you've been trained by this fine university and its health system and hospital to focus on quality, comprehensive, cost-effective patient care, and on the values of respect, integrity, accountability, and stewardship. You have come to recognize that learning is a lifelong two-way process. You'll continue to work with your colleagues and your patients, and as a perpetual student of life and of healing, you'll continue to learn from your patients just as they learn from you. Those patients will give you wisdom, hope, humility, and promise, and they will give you resilience, not the resilience that's spoken of in the newspapers, but true resilience and purpose. As my friend and the professor of public health leadership at the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, but more importantly, the longest-serving Assistant Secretary of Health and Human Services in the history of the American Republic, Howard Koh, said when we gave him his honorary doctorate at the last on-campus commencement that we had, assuming responsibility for another person's health is a sacred responsibility. Never take a patient's trust for granted. I know that none of you will. Today, we offer our congratulations, our best wishes, and we tell you yet again how proud we are of the honor and the dignity and the commitment that you have shown as true physicians. Mabruk.
May I call on the interim dean of the Faculty of Medicine, Dr. Ghazi Al-Atari, to address the audience.
Thank you. President Khoury, my fellow chairs, associate deans and assistant deans, Dr. Alam, Mr. Atay, the graduating class of 2021, congratulations and welcome to the ranks of medical professionals and specialists. Today you have completed the second stage of your education and are getting ready to the third stage within the real world. Our profession is highly demanding, but we are rewarded by its human mission aiming at reducing the pain and suffering of fellow human beings. I know your path till now has been arduous and was compounded last year by serious challenges. Your generation experienced firsthand the violence that came along the social uprising, the catastrophic aftermath of August 4 explosion, and the health impact of the devastating pandemic of COVID-19. Wherever and whenever you extended your helping, caring hands, be it at AUBMC or outside its premises, I salute you as true heroes who combated the vicious virus successfully, and I admire the marvelous prompt response you demonstrated to the call of securing coverage at all critical areas of the medical center during this period. Because of the spirit of dedication, altruism, and volunteerism, AUBMC was able to sustain its national image as the leading center in Lebanon to handle and treat the victims of these sad events. We are indeed very proud of you. As you step into the next stage of your careers, remember always that our profession is a mix of science and art. The face of medicine is rapidly changing, and the technology is dictating new norms. Predictably, this will be changing further during your lifetime, so be well prepared and well equipped for this amazing transformation. Otherwise, you will miss jumping on this rapidly moving train. My advice to you is to pursue new knowledge, scientific or otherwise, with an open, curious mind, to explore new horizons with zeal, to apply the biotechnology and artificial intelligence to maintain the edge in what you are doing. In parallel, and of equal importance, master the art of medical practice by exhibiting compassion, genuine care, and proper communications. The industry of jewelry prides itself with the 4 C's. In medicine, we have our 3 C's. The 3 C's of compassion, care, and communication. So do it with your patients and coworkers. Ensure that the machine does not replace the good listening and careful attentiveness, not only to your patients, but the everyday people around you. Bring genuine contentment to you and the largest number of others by a loving, caring heart and thoughtful mind, whether with your smartphone or not. So again, congratulations, and with best wishes for a successful career ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, President Khoury. Thank you, Dean Zaatari. Now we're going to move to the distribution of the diplomas. So may I call on the President Khoury and Dean Zaatari to distribute the diplomas, and on the chairperson of the departments to share in the distribution in turn. Cheers. Anesthesia. So candidates who completed 4 years of training in anesthesiology: Dr. Hashim Yahya Abdel Qadir, Dr. Nadine Carmen Abi Yunus, Dr. Vanessa George Bouslayman, Dr. Noor Abdel Nasser Al Hajj Shhadi, Dr. Jana Rajai Hassani, Dr. Michael Mark Amin Khuzami, Dr. Asmat Khalid Mrad, Dr. Saeed Samir Tarraf, candidate who completed 1 year of training as chief resident in anesthesiology, Dr. Amru Fawaz Izzat Al Khalili, Candidate who completed 1 year of fellowship training in cardiovascular anesthesiology, Dr. Bilal Muhammad Nadim Safi. Candidates who completed 4 years of training in dermatology, Dr. Lamia Muhammad Khair Hamiyi. Dr. Joanna Khalil Khalil. Candidates who completed 5 years of training in diagnostic radiology, Dr. Bassam Marwan Al-Ash'ar. Dr. Yusuf Ali Muhsin. Dr. Vanessa Elias Rameh. Dr. Katrina Simon Zadi. Candidate who completed 1 year of training in nuclear medicine, Dr. Rita Abraham Shahinian. Candidates who completed 4 years of training in emergency medicine, Dr. Reem Ghassan Al-Asad. Dr. Mirabel George Jaha. In abstention. Dr. Sandrine Antoine Haj. Dr. Noor Muhammad Halawi. And Dr. Ali Hassan Al-Haj in absentia. Candidates who completed 4 years of training in family medicine, Dr. Amir Muhammad Abdul Futuh Al-Sahmawi. كبرنا الشهادة كرمالك. دكتور رنا تحسين الجراح. دكتور مايكل غسان إبراهيم. دكتور محمد علي هاني جردلي. دكتور محمد رمضان حسن محمد. Candidates who completed 3 years of training in internal medicine, Dr. Fadia Habib Abdo. Dr. Hussam Al-Din Adnan Al-Hariri. دكتور أحمد سعدي شحدة عقل. دكتور عبد الله فؤاد البزري. دكتور جولي سلمان بريش. The following resident is the first resident to be elected and inducted to the Gold Humanism Honor Society, Dr. Rosanna Ramzi Al-Eid. Dr. Amal Ali Al-Gharamti. دكتور حوراء حسين حلال. دكتور إيناس سليم حسن. دكتور منى علي حسن. دكتور عماد عبد الأحد إسحاق. دكتور لميس منذر القوام. دكتور رولا أحمد الكويس. دكتور ديما نديم ملك. دكتور كالين أنطوان رحيم. دكتور نبيل معين يحيى. دكتور ندى شوقي يوسف. Candidates who completed 1 year of training as Chief Resident in Internal Medicine, Dr. Lodi Nicolas Shhade. دكتور حسن محمود مخدر. Candidates who completed 3 years of fellowship training in cardiology, Dr. Mike Eli Asmar. Dr. Asmar is the recipient of the Nail Al Harith Fellowship Award. Dr. Wissam Muhammad Harb. Dr. Ali Yusuf Nasir. Candidates who completed 2 years of fellowship training in endocrinology and metabolism, Dr. Vanessa Sharb Al-Aqiqi. Dr. Shahid Abbas Ammar. Dr. Raw'a Mazen Al-Sabbagh. Candidates who completed 3 years of fellowship training in gastroenterology, Dr. Roni George Aoun. Dr. Suha Jamil Jaba. Dr. Jaba is the recipient of the Dr. Munir Shamma'a Fellowship Award. Candidates who completed 3 years of fellowship training in hematology oncology, Dr. Sharbil Fadi Matar. Dr. Razan Ali Mu'ti. Candidates who completed 2 years of fellowship training in infectious diseases, Dr. Basim Ibrahim Awada. Dr. Hind Basim Qadiri. Candidates who completed 2 years of fellowship training in nephrology and hypertension, Dr. Malak Ali Ghaddar. Dr. Sumaya Muhammad Ali Kawtharani. Candidate who completed 3 years of fellowship training in pulmonary and critical care, Dr. Rami Hassan Halla. Candidate who completed 2 years of fellowship training in rheumatology, Dr. Vicky Elias Nahra. Candidates who completed 4 years of training in anatomic pathology, Dr. Shireen Saeed Khalid. Dr. Basil Muhammad Yahya Zain Sabato. Candidate who completed 4 years of training in laboratory medicine, Dr. Omar Ziad Baba. Dr. Hanan Zuhair Hamdan. Dr. Huda Muhammad Jaffal. Candidates who completed 4 years of training in neurology, Dr. Sidonie Eli Ibrikji. Dr. Maria Camille Khwairi. Dr. Omar Nabil Naufal in absentia. Candidate who completed 2 years of fellowship training in adult and pediatric epilepsy and clinical neurophysiology, Dr. Tariq Ajwad Al-Halabi. Candidate who completed 2 years of fellowship training in clinical neurophysiology and neuromuscular disorder, Dr. Muhammad Bassam Khudr Agha, in absentia. Candidate who completed 2 years of training in multiple sclerosis, Dr. George Elias Saab. Candidates who completed 4 years of training in obstetrics and gynecology, Dr. Sara Ali Assaf. Dr. Christian Eli Dager. Dr. Nuran Saeed Ismail Hamid. Dr. George Sulaiman Rameh. Dr. Samer Asad Al-Zughbi. Candidate who completed 2 years of fellowship training in reproductive endocrinology and infertility, Dr. Lina Taha Taha. Candidates who completed 4 years of training in ophthalmology, Dr. Julian Salim Nabil Torbay. Dr. Lulwa Firas Zain. Candidates who completed 5 years of training in otorhinolaryngology and head and neck surgery, Dr. Jana Milhim Ghalmiyi. Dr. Eli Antoine Khalife. Candidates who completed 3 years of training in orthodontics, Dr. Annie Ardash Babakhanyan. Dr. Eli Joseph Haddad. Dr. Hiba Jacques Tannous. Candidate who completed 3 years of training in pediatric and adolescent medicine, Dr. Miguel Aboud. لو بعرف اسم بيك. دكتور جود محمد أيوب. دكتور ندى أحمد بدر. دكتور كريم نجيب ضو. دكتور دانا نبيل غياض. دكتور هنادي دياب حيدر. دكتور ضحى محمد عبد الله حسن. دكتور نور حكمة الهلال. دكتور أسامة خليل عبد العزيز إبراهيم. دكتور داليا يحيى مراد. دكتور ميس محمد ناصر. دكتور محمد مجدي أحمد حمزة رضوان. دكتور مصطفى محمد خالد عبد المنعم راشد. دكتور مصطفى أحمد معوض رمضان سلامة. دكتور ميزة مأمون سليم حمود. Candidate who completed 1 year of training as Chief Resident in Pediatrics and Adolescent Medicine, Dr. Reem Muhammad Abdel Nabi in absentia. Candidates who completed 3 years of fellowship training in Pediatric Hematology and Oncology, Dr. Dima Ismail Abla. Dr. Farah Abdel Nasser Malaab. Candidate who completed 3 years of fellowship training in pediatric infectious diseases, Dr. Noor Jawdat Yusuf. Candidate who completed 3 years of fellowship training in pediatric intensive care, Dr. Jihan George Mkhayber. Candidate who completed 3 years of fellowship training in neonatology, Dr. Nesreen Mustafa Ghalayini. Candidate who completed 3 years of fellowship training in pediatric neurology, Dr. Laith Rawhi Isa Haddad in absentia. خلاص فيكتم. Candidate who completed 4 years of training in psychiatry, Dr. Raghid Nabil Sharara. Dr. Samer Atif Al-Hayek. Candidate who completed 1 year of training as Chief Resident in Psychiatry, Dr. Bernadette Ghattas Mdawar. Candidate who completed 5 years of training in radiation oncology, Dr. Dima Khalid Mahmoud. Candidate who completed 5 years of training in general surgery, Dr. Mustafa Kamal Al-Idilbi. Dr. Taha Mahmoud Qaraqi. Dr. Hussein Ali Nassar. Dr. Nassar is the recipient of the Dr. Herbert R. Nassour Jr. Residency Award. Candidates who completed 6 years of training in orthopedic surgery, Dr. Daniel Jihad Basil. Dr. Serge Jean Sultanem. Candidates who completed 7 years of training in neurosurgery, Dr. Khalid Walid Al-Aq. Dr. Ali Hussein Amin. Candidate who completed 6 years of training in plastic and reconstructive surgery, Dr. Giorgio Michel Atalla. Candidate who completed 6 years of training in urology, Dr. Georges D. Bustros. Candidates who completed 2 years of training in vascular surgery, Dr. Rakan Hassan Nasir al-Din. Done. Thank you. Now it gives me great pleasure to welcome Dr. Rami Halla as graduating fellow and as the president of the RSO to address the audience.
Good afternoon, colleagues. I still remember the day I chose to nominate myself for the RSO presidency. It was a Sunday morning I was rounding in the ICU when I saw Rebecca. I swear back then I was fully competent in taking such a decision. We started planning for events. We imagined that our major concern will be choosing the venue for the Christmas dinner or organizing a kayaking outing that still never happened, or just deciding on graduation gifts. And we thought everything will be rainbows and unicorns. We never believed that one day we'd witness a huge blast in our beloved city, Beirut. People were killed, lost, and injured. Buildings were shattered, hospitals were destroyed. We all remember that day very well. Residents, students, attendings, nurses, employees, all rushed to the hospital to respond to this tragedy. Despite the detrimental chaos and fear, all specialty teams worked together as one unit to deliver the best care to our wounded. Some residents and attendings had minor injuries, and some left the next day in the morning to recognize their homes were gone. Indeed, that day created many cracks in our residents' well-being and psychological state. It left a deep scar in our hearts and impacted our dreams and hopes to a better future. Soon after the blast, our previously crashing economy went into a major breakdown and collapse. Our salaries lost their values. They went down from what was equivalent to $1,500 to $250 US, a salary that has never existed for a training doctor anywhere else in this world. Our capability to maintain basic living needs was, of course, deficient. Many residents had to terminate their dorm rentals near the hospital. Many residents who are married and have kids have failed to meet their fundamental living standards. Many residents who used to financially support their parents have failed to maintain this support. Many residents who had dreams of further education and training abroad have lost those dreams. And again, our hope to a better future was fading away. Unfortunately, the challenges continue, and we face the ferocious COVID pandemic that hit our country desperately, as well as the rest of the world. Residents who were already exhausted, discouraged, underpaid, hopeless, and helpless had to unite again and save the nation. I remember how chief residents and fellows from all specialties adjusted their schedules and coordinated with each other to achieve a well-organized COVID coverage. We witnessed again the heartfelt teamwork and support of the residents and fellows to each other. After endless days and nights of commitment and constant energetic hard work, we made it. The COVID peak is almost over, numbers are decreasing day by day, and vaccinations are ongoing. To say the least, it was indeed an eventful year for everybody, but we survived it. We survived all these tussles because we were one unit, one body, all together. I don't believe Rebecca and I will now regret the decision we took that day to run for the RSO elections. I learned a lot from my colleagues at the cabinet, from Sharbil, Mona, Isa, Karim, Eli, Leia, and Anthony. I enjoyed working with each and every one of the 450 residents of the AUB MC. I'm gonna miss you all. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, once said, "The believers in their mutual kindness, compassion, and sympathy are just like one body. When one of the limbs suffers, the whole body responds to it with wakefulness and fever." So my message to my colleagues who are continuing their training at the AUB MC, stay united, stay strong, and always support each other. To my fellow graduating colleagues, it was tough, nothing like we would have imagined or planned. Now we proceed to our next milestone, head high to dazzle the world, and maybe one day bring back our significant achievements to invest in our country. I wish you all great success. As an appreciation to everybody's efforts during the COVID pandemic, the RSO Cabinet has voted to announce the class of 2021 as the COVID frontliner class, and each graduating resident and fellow will be offered a bronze medal. Thanks to all your exertions, enthusiasms, and energies you invested. We are proud to have shared this journey with you, and we are proud to be part of the AUBMC family. We will always hold this in our hearts. إلى أهالينا الأعزاء، إلى أمي وأبي وإخوتي، إلى جميع أمهات وأباء وإخوة زملائي، أحب وأعبق وأجمل تحية أهديها إليكم باسمي وباسم رفاقي من هذا الصرح العظيم، الجامعة الأمريكية في بيروت. بداية وحرصاً منا على سلامتكم، نعتذر على عدم حضوركم معنا اليوم بأشخاصكم الكريمة، المناسبة التي لطالما انتظرتموها ربما أكثر منا، فأنتم دائماً في قلوبنا وعقولنا وأرواحنا، دائماً أبداً أينما حللنا وحيثما ذهبنا أو غادرنا. اليوم هو عيدكم أنتم وفرحتكم أنتم وحصادكم أنتم، فلطالما سهرتم معنا الليالي الطوال وأتعبناكم بأيامنا المرهقة، فكنتم خير الدعم والسند. سامحونا إن كنا قد غبنا عنكم في كثير من الأحيان بداعي درس أو تحضير لامتحان أو سفر لمؤتمر أو تدريب أو سهر على مريض، فتأكدوا أننا دائما كنا ودائما سنكون كما عهدتمونا وكما عهدناكم أصحاب علم وسيف وشراع. أهلنا الأجلاء، اليوم تنتهي مرحلة من حياتنا رافقتمونا إياها في كل طياتها، لتبدأ مرحلة أخرى في ظل أيام صعبة وقاسية. فبلدنا الحبيب قد عصفت به موجة مظلمة موجعة، كثر الفقر والجوع وساد الذل والفقر وانتشر الفساد والظلم، ولكن مهما اشتدت الأزمة لا بد من انكشاف لهذا الغم وفرج لكل هم. أيتها الأمهات، أيها الآباء، أقبل رؤوسكم وأيديكم وأنحني أمام نوركم وعطائكم، أنحني أمام عظمتكم وكرمكم ومجدكم، وأشكركم باسمي وباسم رفاقي شكر الذي اختنى فشكر والذي ابتلي فصبر، فيا ليت شكري يكون عربون وفاء وتقدير ومحبة. وختاماً، قبلة وداع إلى جامعتنا الحبيبة، إلى كل قاعة وغرفة مريض وممر قضينا فيها الساعات الطوال، تركنا فيها بصماتنا وأحزاننا وأفراحنا. ستبقى أصواتنا تدوي في هذا الصرح العظيم ذي التاريخ العريق، فقد ثبت ذلك في ذاكرتنا، بل ورسخ مرآه في صميم ذكرياتنا في سرنا وفي ذاتنا. وشكرا.
I would like to thank you all for participating in this ceremony, and I would like to ask the residents, when you step out, to move to the stairs of the main gate to have the group picture, please. And I'd welcome the faculty to join as well. Thank you. عبال كل سنة.